Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining today. I wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Mata, Radha Shyamsundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Gonithai, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees, so that we can share some knowledge about Varnashram Dharma. So Varnashram Dharma is actually created by Krishna himself. Varnashram Dharma. We'll look at exactly what Varnashram Dharma is in a minute. But this is the slok where Krishna describes Varnashram Dharma. Chaturvarnyam maya shristam guna karma vibhagsa tasya kartaram apimam vidya kartaram avyayam. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. So Krishna has created them. Although I'm the creator of this system, you should know I am yet the non-doer, being unchangeable. So he's beyond. This is where the inconceivability of the Lord is. He creates it, but he's actually beyond it. So he set out these four divisions. It's not that they are man-made. So what is it? What is Varnashram Dharma? In order to function in an orderly manner, human society has been divided into different sections. They are regulated by the system of the four Varnas. So Varnas means the social classes, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and the four ashrams. The ashrams are the stages of our lives. So Brahmachari first, Grahastha, married life, then Vanaprastha, and ultimately Sannyas. Varna refers to natural social divisions. Each has individual duties. So we all have our duties according to our nature. And these are called Swadharma, literally own duties. The four Varnas, starting with Shudras, traditionally accept the 1, 2, 3, 4 ashrams respectively. So we'll talk about that. Ashram means a place of spiritual shelter. Each stage of life is not only a natural part of the journey from cradle to grave, but a time at which spirituality can be developed. Each of the four ashrams has its specific duties. So we'll talk about the duties of both Varna and Ashram. This is where Varnashram comes. So it's two different types of divisions. One is social, the other is spiritual. Krishna teaches in the Gita that people are allocated to a specific Varna according to two criteria. Guna, which is the personal qualities that one has. So if one is very peaceful and mild, calm, intelligent, etc., one may be regarded to be Brahminical by nature. If one is an organizer, a fighter, likes to uphold the law, maybe Kshatriya is the place where that person belongs. So there's guna and there's karma, the attitude of type of work. So what work one likes to do as well. So I've mixed the two up there. He makes no mention, Krishna doesn't say Varna depends on birth. He doesn't say that if you're born in a family of Shudras, therefore you are a Shudra. No, it depends on Guna Karma. So if we just quickly look at what he's saying, Guna Karma, Vibhagasa. That's what it depends on, not birth. He doesn't say Janma Guna Karma. Okay. So let's look at the ashrams first, the spiritual orders first. Brahmachari, student life. Grahastha, household life. Vanaprastha is retired life. Retired from work, husband, wife together, visiting holy places. Sannyas is renounced, the final stage. So the Brahmachari ashram means celibate student. In the old days, often the student would be away from the home, perhaps something like a boarding school. We call it Gurukul. And the idea was the Gurukul would primarily teach spiritual values. The mundane academic subjects will also be taught, but may not be a priority. Memorization, skill development was subsidiary to character formation and self-realization. Even sons of the royal family were expected to undergo this austerity and rigorous training. So Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugna, they went to Gurukul under the tutelage of Vishishta Muni. Duties of a brahmachari: celibate, no boyfriend, no girlfriend, living a simple life, very austere, free from sense pleasure and material allurements. They serve the guru or the teacher, and they collect alms for him. They hear, study, and learn the Vedas. Develop all different wonderful qualities like humility, discipline, simplicity, purity of thought, cleanliness, soft-heartedness, and so on. So this is an example of, actually, this is Puna Mataji's twin sons, Katan and Katit. They went to Bharat in the summer last year, and they received the Janoi, and they took part in this ceremony. They're not actually in Gurukul. They're going to normal school, but this is quite an interesting picture of them. I wonder.
They're looking so cute.
They're looking good, most definitely. I was just thinking whether we should have this as our front picture on our report for this year. We'll have to think about that. So, Grahastha, household of life. Traditionally, some men remain lifelong celibates. So this is looking at Grahastha. Some people don't get married. They remain brahmachari forever, whole life. Or they may take sannyas. But others mostly will marry, to extending their responsibilities to include wife, children, relatives, society in general. So this ashram is only one permitting sexual gratification. The duties of the grahastha: make money, look after the cows, actually, is an important one. To enjoy sensual pleasure according to Vedic principles, not just whimsically. To perform sacrifice, observe religious rituals, to protect, nourish family members, wife, family, elders, to teach children spiritual values, to give in charity, especially to feed holy people, the poor and animals. So the Grihastha ashram is lot of duties, very important duties, very important function in society. Vanaprastha, retired life. So this is between the age of 50 and 75. So brahmachari is up to the age of 25. From 25 to 50 is grihastha, and 50 to 75 is vanaprastha. After the children have left home and settled, or they may not have left home, but they're settled. They've got a job, etc., etc. Married, children. A man may gradually retire from family responsibilities and, with his wife, begin to focus his mind on spiritual matters. Often he goes on pilgrimage. His wife may accompany him, but all sexual relationships are forbidden. Vanaprastha literally means forest dweller. Van, forest. Prastha, resides in. The duties of the Vanaprastha: to devote more time to spiritual matters. They're retired. They're learning lots about spirituality. Engage in austerity and penance, to go on pilgrimage. They go together to the holy places. So these are the three duties. Sannyas. One has renounced material life. No bank account, no car, definitely no wife, no houses. Simple life. This position is traditionally available only to men. Yes, Nariman?
Yes, Prabhuji. Now this Varnashram and Varnashram, yes, before this one was, it is assumed that people are married and staying together. But what about those who are, more specifically about widows who are on their own? Is there any mention in our scriptures of what they do?
See, generally speaking, the ladies were always under the protection, first on the, of the father, then of the husband, and then of the son. So that's generally what the Vedas discusses, talks about. However, because Vedic traditions are beyond the conception of this body, when somebody finds themselves in that situation, then one can take shelter of the Vedic scriptures, and whether one is man or woman doesn't matter, right? You follow the Vedic principles and you will get the same benefit. So because you're in that sort of peculiar situation, but your protection is the scriptures, is the devotees, is the guru. That's where your protection is. And it's a great place to be because you are completely under their shelter. And that's what you do. You all your time you practically spend just in spiritual discourses and learning and learning and learning. So you're in the right place. 100% you're in the right place.
That's very nice to know, Prabhu. It's really very nice. I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah. Naniban is an extraordinary person. The man would leave home and family and was prohibited from seeing his wife again. Considered civically dead. He is free to wander, living a life dependent on God alone. The sannyasis are attired in their saffron dress. This is the traditional sannyasi. They're often called sadhu, holy person. Although today not all are genuine. We know so many sannyasis who take sannyas because of the respect they will receive. If when you see a sannyasi, you're supposed to bow down. So some people like, people bowing down to them. No, they take this sannyas out of some adoption for pride, being worshipped, wants to be worshipped. Very dangerous place to be. In fact, in Kali Yuga, it's recommended nobody should take sannyas. No one should take sannyas because in Kali Yuga, it's just too difficult. Especially if you're young and you're good looking and you take sannyas, you're really asking for trouble. You really are asking for trouble.
Yeah, and also this in Kali Yuga, they don't hold moral, sannyasis may not hold moral responsibilities, isn't it? So they can take advantage of single women or widows and what we hear. So we have to stay away from them, actually.
Yeah, very much so. And I think you're right. They should be adhering to very strict moral standards, extremely strict. For example, sleeping on the floor is a must for a sannyasi. Not having any contact with the opposite sex is a must. Not going around hugging children or these are very, very basic principles of sannyasa ashram. Not having a bank account, not having millions of pounds at your disposal. If one has something like that, millions of pounds and lots of properties and lots of luxury cars and gold taps in the bathrooms, which some sannyasis do have, you think, no, this is not sannyas, just become genuine and get married. Because otherwise you're just going to cause chaos in the society. So sannyas is a really tough, our Guru Maharaj, he was very, very strong, extremely strong. I think some exceptions may well be there. Prabhupada, extremely strong. One time he was sitting with a disciple and his sister was also in the room and the disciple was about to leave. And Prabhupada said, sit down. And then later, after the sister left, he said, one should not be alone with a woman, even if she is your sister or daughter. This is the strictness of sannyas, But nowadays, there's free mingling and all sorts of things going on. But anyways, so be it.
Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, can I share a quick story?
Yes, of course.
This is quite a long time ago when I was back home in Kenya, and we used to go to Swaminarayan temple, and this Babs came, Yogi Maharaj came to Swaminarayan temple, and he was asking all the young couple that if you want your son to be sannyas, take sannyas, you give us your only boys, no ladies. So you have to give us your boy, and then he stays with us, and we give. They stay in the Gurukul, and they can't get married. So there was one couple. She had 2 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. So the younger son, they gave him to be taken as a sannyas, and he was gone. He left, and I think he was about 13, something like that. And
Wow.
we were thinking, oh my God, how can our parents can give a child just like that? But that time we didn't know, we were very young, but our parents used to talk about it. Then this boy went there, and when he was 18, and as you are telling, it's very strict. You can't even see woman's face also. You have to just stay everywhere is only men, and even you can't put your eyes up on the woman also. They were strict. And I can remember, like, he was 18 and he come back. 13, after 5 years he come back, and he said to his parents, I don't want to be a sannyasi.
Yeah.
And
It's
he
too
just
early.
changed his mind.
Yeah, it's
As
too
you
early.
are telling just now, that in Kali Yuga it's very hard. And I just remember this story. And then afterward he came back to Mombasa. Then he wanted to get married, so parents say, all right. So got
What to
married.
do? Yeah. At
So
least he's honest.
these things happen.
Yeah, at least he's honest.
At least, yes,
Yeah,
it's better to come back rather than
Yeah, better to
be
come back.
around.
He said
Yes.
it was very, because it, as you are telling, it's very strict.
Yeah.
So he couldn't be for a long time.
Yeah. From what I observe, the Swaminarayan sort of group, the sannyasis are a little stricter. And I don't have any sort of particular
No,
knowledge.
you don't have anything, but I'm just generally talking about it.
That's right. Yeah. And generally, I'm saying that they tend to be a little stricter. I know that they don't like when the satsang is there. They like the ladies in a separate sort of area.
Yes.
Something like that.
It's same thing happened in Bulit Swaminarayan temple. The sadhus are they've got this middle thing, like curtains. So women sit one side and men sit other side.
Yeah.
Whereas where I go in Ram temple, everything is open.
Together.
There is no.
Yeah. It's a little hard, like nowadays, because society, the intermingling of men and women is, very, very common. Sometimes people feel a little offended. Why am I have to sit this side and not that side? It becomes quite a difficult process to manage,
Manage, yeah.
So better not to take sannyas and
Yeah.
and just, we can do anything. Why you have to take sannyas? It's only for the name people take sannyas. Unless you're 75 plus and there's good reason to leave your wife because she may not be very God conscious. Fair enough. 75, you've lost hopefully your senses to enjoy. You can't run so fast, after women. You're that's possibly acceptable. But when you're a sannyasi at 30, 20, 40, 50, even 60, I would say it's very, very risky. And really should not be allowed. my humble opinion, anyway.
Yeah, in yesterday's papers, that is, a similarity is in Jainism. Very rich family in Surat, India, 7-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
She became a, what do they call in Jainism? I don't know.
She became a monk. She became a monk.
Yeah, she left the family.
Yeah.
7-year-old. What was she?
Is it called sadhvi?
Sadhvi.
Sadhvi.
Yeah, just they take that. It's like a sannyas. They take the sannyas. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's at the age of 7. How would she know what she's doing?
No, it's just
Oh,
a little bit too
much.
too crazy.
too much.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, so the duties of sannyas to be fully controlling the mind, senses, fixing the mind on the Supreme Lord, being detached, fearless. They're not worried about anything. Fully dependent on God as the only protector. And to teach and preach, the importance of self-realization and God consciousness, especially to the householders who are often distracted from their spiritual duties. But you see, that preaching can be done from any level. You don't have to be a sannyasi to preach. In fact, we know many sannyasis who don't preach at all. So Guru Maharaj was a heavy preacher, very, very heavy preacher. We were very fortunate to have him. Now the 4 Varnas. They're regarded to be as different parts of society according to different bodily parts as follows. So the Brahman, who are the priests, the academics, Kshatriyas, who are the warriors, politicians, the Vaishya, who are the business, Shudras, who are the workers. So the Brahman is considered to be like the head or the mouth of the society, the arms, which protect society, as Kshatriyas, the thighs, keep everything going, functioning nicely, Vaishya, and feet, Shudras. Without the feet, the body won't function. Without the head, the body won't survive. You need all 4 aspects. It's not that Shudras are regarded as inferior to the Brahmins. And any Brahmin who says, yes, the Shudras are inferior, that is not a Brahmin. That person is a Shudra. Because the Shudras, actually, they serve the whole society. And they are the basis of the society. Without the service of these personalities, society won't be able to function. So this is an idea of pictorially Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudras. So what are the Brahmins? They provide education, spiritual leadership. They determine the vision and values of any society. Traditionally, their basic needs were fulfilled, so they could dedicate themselves to their spiritual tasks. They were expected to live very frugally. They weren't working. They were never working. They were in nobody's employment. Because if you're in employment of anybody, then you are automatically biased to that person. But the position of the Brahmin is he doesn't work for anyone. He's independent. He can say his mind. He can tell the king, you're wrong. He can tell the warriors, what are you doing, you fool? Because he's got no worries about what will happen to him. He's independent. To study and teach the Vedas, their job in the sense that their duty, to perform sacrifice, religious ceremonies, and teach others how to perform such rituals, to accept alms and also to give in charity, to offer guidance, especially to the Kshatriyas, to know Brahman, the spirit, the self, God, to never accept paid employment. There you go. To develop all ideal qualities, especially honesty, integrity, cleanliness, purity, austerity, knowledge, and wisdom. Very high standards for the Brahmins. There's not many in this world. Samudamas tapachaucham.
Shantirajavam evacha jnanam vijnanam astikyam Brahma Karma Swabhavajam. Translation: peacefulness, self-control, austerity, purity, tolerance, honesty, knowledge, wisdom, and religiousness. These are the natural qualities by which the Brahmins work.
And one of my favorite Brahmins, who I'm hoping will come to the UK, although we're not quite sure yet, but he's such an amazing person. Kshatriyas, warriors, police, administrators. Kshatriyas are nobility, the protectors of society, kings, princes. Though permitted a number of privileges, they're expected to display considerable strength of body and character to protect the citizens from harm, especially women, children, cows, Brahmins, and the elderly, to ensure that citizens perform their prescribed duties and advance spiritually, to be first in battle and never flee the battlefield. They're never scared, they're not cowards. To be true to their royal word. So that means they keep their word. To never refuse a challenge. To develop noble qualities such as power, chivalry, and generosity. To levy taxes, that's one of their duties from the Shvesh, and never accept charity under any circumstances. So these are all different duties. Together with this, a quality of humility really strengthens the Kshatriya resolve. Sometimes Kshatriyas can become very proud because of the power, but this quality of humility, and Yudhishthira had this quality of humility, and he conquered the whole world. To take counsel, especially from Brahmins, to know the scriptures. So they're supposed to be knowledgeable, especially the Artha Shastras. To deal uncompromisingly with crime and lawlessness, to take responsibility for shortcomings in their kingdom. They don't blame others. They say, okay, we have this issue, we'll deal with it. To conquer their own minds and senses, to enjoy only according to scripture injunctions. So this is in the Bhagavad Gita, the definition given by Krishna of a Kshatriya. Heroism, power, determination, resourcefulness, courage in battle, generosity, leadership are the natural qualities of work for the Kshatriya. The Vaish, farmers, merchants, businessmen, or women, or people. Vaish are the productive class. They in the Kshatriyas and the Brahmins are also called twice-born because they can accept the sacred thread in symbolizing spiritual initiation. Then they must perform certain rituals and rites of passage. Protect animals, especially cows. That's one of the big jobs of Vaish. And the land. Create wealth, prosperity. Maintain workers with abundant food and clothes. To trade ethically. To give taxes to the Kshatriyas. And Krishna describes them. Farming, cow protection, and business are the natural work for the Vaish. 18th chapter, 44th verse. Shudras, the artisans, the workers. The Shudras are the only section of society allowed to accept another's employment. The other three don't, but Shudras can. Other Varnas being occupationally and financially self-sufficient. What are their duties? To render service to others, to take pride in their work and to be loyal, to follow general moral principles, e.g. not to steal, to marry, the only compulsory rite of passage. Natural work for the Shudra is labor in service to others. Again, 1844. Now we know the caste system, especially in Bharat, has been so badly abused. And, you know, unfortunately, I mean, now I think there is reformation. But at some time in the past, you know, if somebody was born a Brahmin, they could act like a crazy man and yet still claim to be a Brahmin. And it's really still prevalent in society, unfortunately. Untouchables are mentioned in the scriptures, but they must be well supported. It's not that they are outcasted from the society. They have to be supported. And there are people who will not want to be part of the Varnashram system for whatever reason, because of their karma, their qualities, of their character. And they're given jobs which others would not do, perhaps like the cemetery attendants, like that. So do we get rid of all the caste system? Is classless society needed to avoid social exploitation? No, because it's created by God. You can't get rid of it. And as we discussed, we need all the different categories. The priests and the learned scholars, we need the warriors and the politicians. You need the businessmen, you need the worker. Every society, even Russia was a classless society, so-called. But they still needed those 4 types of people to run the society. You may not call them, give them designations, but they were still required. Of course, in Kali Yuga, everybody is regarded to be a Shudra. In fact, there are no, practically speaking, Brahmins. This is from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is a very good place to be, because it means humility is a natural attribute of a Shudra, because we're serving others. And serving others is very important, because when we serve others, we'll have a natural inclination to serve God. If we're always being served, we will think eventually that we are entitled to be served, but we're not. We're not entitled to be served. We are supposed to serve others. Okay, what's this all about? Yeah, just how the Varnashrams fits together. So Shudras, generally they're not brahmacharis, they are grihasthas. They don't generally have retirement or sannyas. Vaish can be brahmachari, can be grihastha, but not necessarily vanaprastha or sannyas. Kshatriyas can be 3 brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, not necessarily sannyas. But the Brahmins, they have access to the sannyas. Brahman means peaceful, calm, controlled senses. So that's why they have that accessibility to sannyas.
So, Prabhuji, it says Shudra and Vaishya, they can't become sannyasis? Or
Shouldn't.
Their nature isn't that way. Yeah. The nature is, a businessman is always a businessman. Even when he's retired, he's still a businessman. He'll be accumulating money. So as a sannyas, he'll be doing the same, accumulating money.
so this is what is said in our Gita as well.
This is not necessarily from the Gita, but this is from the Vedic scriptures. This is generally how, in general, because designations are a little bit fluid in the sense that, some people have qualities which are mixed. There may be Brahminical qualities together with Vaishya qualities, So this is just a general guidance, but every case will be different because, we all have mixed qualities. So generally speaking, they wouldn't take sannyas, they wouldn't need to retire either, both Vaishya and Shudra.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it. Let's stop there. Any questions, any comments? We've had good discussion already, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so we can stop there. Thank you, everybody. Varnashram Dharma ki jai.